Hey guys, Dissection Violence here. Let's get it over with. We got a few cards to get through. I was doing tape studies, so yeah, let's get right into it. So we got Marvin Vettori versus Cannonier. It's a good card. A little harder to predict, but I like it. Let's get right through it. So we got Modestas Bukauskas versus Zach Pauga. Um, Zach Pauga, he's pretty technical, I'd say. Tries to be at least. He has some good cage work, some good elbows off the cage. The thing is, I just don't see him out muscling Modestas. He used to be a heavyweight. Yes, I agree, but I just don't see it. Like, I see Modestas being on his toes, making it hard for Zach to catch him. And I do believe Modestas will win the clinch exchanges. Um, I think Modestas is very dangerous, but he doesn't throw a lot. And the thing with Zach Pauga is he doesn't also throw a whole lot. So it's a low output kind of fight. But I do think Modestas Bukauskas should win this fight by, I'd say, unanimous decision. Just because I feel like Pauga won't get finished. He is pretty tough. But if Bukauskas can land like he Campbell, you never know. I just don't see that happening. Bukauskas is just too safe with his striking and reserved. But Pauga could make a fight, and you never know. But yeah, this is a fight that I heard have a little play on, so you definitely should subscribe to the Patreon, and if not, definitely get on the Discord. We're chatting about fights, plays, all that good stuff, so join the Discord, guys. But yeah, moving on. We have Ronnie Lawrence taking on Daniel Argueta. Now, Argueta, he is action from the start to the finish. His cardio is ridiculous. Um, I'd say, at least from what I can remember. I may be wrong, but he's facing a guy in Ronnie Lawrence who also has pretty good cardio as well. The thing with Ronnie is he's always throwing, though. The difference between Argueta and him. It's easy to also look good with your cardio when you're not throwing a whole lot. Dan Argueta is that's his game is to out cardio you, but he doesn't have a whole lot of striking. And then his striking is very clunky. Um, and I want to say he breaks Ronnie Lawrence here because usually when Ronnie faces wrestlers, he breaks. But man, my gut's telling me take Dan, but I don't know because Ronnie has more skills than Dan for sure. It's the old saying, skills beat talent when talent won't work. So I'm debating on this fight. I'm still leaning Dan, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ronnie beat him up for all 3 rounds. Um, this is one of those picks I could look really stupid or really smart on. I'm not really sure with this fight. Moving on, we have Teresa Bleda versus Gabriela Fernandes. So Fernandes fought Jasmine Vicious her last fight, and I do feel Fernandes had good exchanges on the feet, very very good striking. But the thing with her is she defends the initial takedown, but the minute the second or third comes, she's done. And especially later in the round when she's tired, she falls pretty easy. That's the difference between Natalia Silva and her. Is I feel like when she's down, she doesn't get back up, and Bleda can make you pay. But she also Bleda Bleda also had a hard time taking down Natalia Silva, but so did So it's really hard to gauge here. I want to say Gabriela Fernandez wins because I feel like she could KO, and I'm actually really wanting to sprinkle on that KO prop, but I'm just Bet Online's been really, really finicky with me today about it. I don't know why the odds not there. It's saying it's there, but it's not there. So yeah, I don't know, man. I'm. This fight's a hard one. Um, Teresa Bleda should win this fight. She can just take her down 3 rounds. She can just. I'm gonna go with Bleda here just because it's a smart pick. But as far as like striking, like I'm gonna take Gabriel Fernandez by KO, and if not, Bleda by decision, or I don't know, just Bleda because I honestly think Bleda wins this fight, but I just don't know how or I don't know if Fernandez worked on her grappling or if that striking if she can get that KO, because I do think she can. So, anyways, guys, moving on. We have Felipe Bunes versus Zhumagulov. So, Mr. Unlucky, Zalgas, he's a really experienced fighter. He's somewhat talented. He's very unorthodox with his striking. I feel Bunes should be able to win this fight. He trains at the right gym. He has good people in his corner. Um, he's beat yeah, Yuma Horiguchi by with his right hand. Like, these are guys that you don't normally get finished also. So I think he can KO August here, and I'm gonna go with Felipe here, living up to his potential. Yes, he has losses that concern me, but I just don't. I'm not gonna factor them in here. I just feel like he's ready, and if he isn't, then this is the fight that will show. But yeah, I'm gonna put some trust in him. But yeah, Zalgas could just wrestle fucking for I don't know how many rounds, 3, and yeah, this is definitely a fight I wouldn't put too much on. Um, what the heck? Why is airplane mode on? Anyways, yeah, guys. So we got Felipe Bunes. I'm gonna have him winning by decision. Well, I don't even know. Either that or KO in the first round. Moving on, we have Carlos Hernandez taking on Dennis Bondar. Dennis Bondar, he faced Malcolm Gordon and he got his arm broken. Other than that, he has not faced anyone in the UFC, and he didn't look that good before the arm break either. So I'm not too clean inclined to pick him. I'm gonna go with Carlos Hernandez here. He's just a more technical striker, an MMA fighter. Once he gets taken down, gets right back up. I just feel like he's gonna make Dennis Bondar work for takedowns and tire him out, and win on the scorecards, potentially even get a finish. I think he's the better fighter. He has more experience in these types of fights, and yeah, give me some Carlos Hernandez in this spot. I love this for him. Moving on. Um, We have Christian Quinonez versus Hyung Ho Kang. So this one's an interesting one because Hyung Ho Kang does everything technically well. The thing with him, though, is he doesn't have a great output other than like a jab. And I think Quinonez, on the other hand, is going to be so off rhythm and making him fight Quinonez's fight that he's just not going to be fighting his normal fight, which will leave him open more. And I think Quinonez could even catch him possibly, but I do see Quinonez winning a unanimous decision just by outpointing him, putting more damage on Kang's face. This should be a fun one, especially because they got Quinonez at plus value. So going to be a fun card. I'm really excited for it. Moving on. We have Jimmy Flick taking on Alessandro Costa. Now, when I first saw this, I'm like, damn, just give me Alessandro Costa all the way. I'm gonna max bet him for sure. But then you watch his fight and you realize maybe he wasn't beating Albazi as much as I thought. Like, he was landing his jab, which was good, but that's all he was really landing. That was like really effective. Albazi was doing his thing. Like, I feel like he has a talent, but he breaks. And just like Jimmy Flick broke against Charles Johnson, I can't be confident enough to put a bunch of money on him. Do I think he's gonna win? Yeah. I think Jimmy Flick's time's done. I think he went. I mean, maybe not. I mean, he took another fight, so you never know. Maybe, but that's the reason why I'm not too keen on putting a lot on this guy, if at all. I'm gonna be putting, maybe a unit. I can't really see any more than that, just because this guy has not shown me anything other than a few good rounds. Like, he has, like I said, he has a good jab, some good fundamentals, and that could be all he needs against this guy. Because Jimmy Flick, he quits pretty quick in his last fight, and it wasn't off that much anyways. So I'm gonna go with Alessandro Costa here, getting him done in the first round. But anything can happen here. Don't be surprised if Flick somehow pulls this off. Moving on. Miles Johns versus Raoni Barcelos. So this was really unfortunate. I had the over 1.5 in a lot of parlays, and this just broke my heart. Raoni Barcelos, he gets KO'd first time in his career, or first time in the UFC, I think. It's really unfortunate. Yeah, but Miles Johns, man, I don't think he's that guy. I mean, if Ronnie's chin is expired, then maybe, but I don't think he's going to be that guy to, expose that chin again. So I'm going to go with Ronnie Barcelos just putting on a clinic, and Miles Johns just breaking up mentally over the fight and giving up Ronnie getting better and better as the fight goes on. I don't see this fight going well for Johns. I don't know where he's training at now. I think he's still training at Fortis. Okay, so I don't know. This guy, he's been all over. He's not really as reliable. So I'm gonna go with Ronnie Barcelos, and yeah, we'll see how it goes for sure. Not gonna be too keen to put a lot on this one either. Moving on, we have Nicholas Dalby versus Muslim Salikhov. Muslim Salikhov, man, I think he's dangerous. I think he's more dangerous than Dalby for sure. Dalby doesn't do much at all. Um, the thing with Dalby is he knows how to win rounds and he knows how to put out a lot of output. But the thing with Dalby, just like Salikhov, is he slows down. So I do think Salikhov is going to win being the better fighter. Mixing in takedowns, mixing in like he doesn't just do like double leg single. He can do his little knee taps, inside knee taps, lots of little funky things that wrestlers do, and usually you don't teach that in MMA wrestling. So good stuff out of Muslim. I just really worry about his cardio compared to Dalby, but Dalby's isn't also amazing either. So this should be an interesting one. I mean, I'm going with Muslim Salikov, but again, I'm not screaming from the rooftops. So don't be too keen to put a lot on him, but it's about good buy low spot if you are taking him. Moving on, we got Nicholas Motta versus Manuel Torres. Manuel Torres is a dangerous man. Nicholas Motta is also a dangerous man. Odds are a little disrespectful, plus 300 for him to KO this guy. Torres has not faced a legit opponent yet. Colton England does not count as a legit opponent. He has no hands. And neither does, and Camacho's hands are expired, so it doesn't really count. This is his first real test in the UFC, and for that reason, I have to. And he leaves his chin open for counters, for good shots. I gotta go with Nicholas Motta here off experience. I'm not confident here, and again, I'm not screaming this from the rooftop either. It's a good fight, but I just think Nicholas Motta can get it done, and that's why the KO prop is appeasing to me. But yeah, Manuel Torres, man, he's effective. He knows how to make a fight. He's Mexican as well, so you never know how he could take a shot. He took a shot decently well against Camacho, so you never know. This fight's supposed to be good, so I'm expecting a delivery for the out of this fight. Moving on, we have Pat Sabatini versus Lucas Almeida. So Lucas Almeida, he is a funky, funky striker. He has some decent takedown defense. He's beat guys like Mike Trezano. And he's the only person he's really lost to is Daniel Zellhuber, and he beat the brakes off Daniel Zellhuber at one point in that fight. I do like him here, but I also worry that once he gets taken down, it's game over just because of the level of grappling Pat Sabatini brings. But you never know. This could be a fun one. I'm gonna go with Almeida here just because of the vast difference on the feet, and it starts in the feet. But don't be surprised if he gets absolutely beat up on the ground for 3 rounds, or even just TKO'd or submitted on the ground. So this is a fight that I wouldn't be too really excited to put a lot of money on it. I'm just gonna bet on who I think is gonna win and watch from the side just a little bit. But yeah, guys, next up, this is probably one I'm most excited for on the card. One of them. Christian Leroy Duncan versus Armen Petrosyan. Armen Petrosyan is a very, very dangerous striker, very high level. The thing with him is he's very flat-footed, um, and he doesn't move his feet as gracefully as a young Christian Leroy Duncan. I love the way Christian Leroy Duncan moves. He has more tools in his arsenal with the grappling. He's experienced, very experienced for a young guy. The thing with him is he hasn't really had as high of a level as a striker as an opponent, but I do think he should be fine. He's very, very fast. He's quick on his feet. His blitzes are very timed. Everything he does is just so perfect, and he has this thing about him that a lot of fighters don't usually have. And I just think he's going to be able to deliver in this fight with a nice highlight reel finish. I don't know how, but I do think he wins this fight. Yeah, I'm pretty confident as well. But yeah, this one's a fight that I would not want to miss if I were you guys. Moving on, we have Arman Tsarukyan versus Joaquim Silva. Okay, guys, moving on. We have Marvin Vettori versus Jerry Cannonier. So Marvin Vettori, if you guys really needed me to put an explanation in that last fight, then you guys really, I don't even know. Like, sorry, my dog's going nuts. You guys really should like seek help because that's like not even a fight. That's an assassination. But yeah, guys, Marvin Vettori and Jared Cannonier. I like Jared Cannonier here. I really want to say Marvin, and I can't. I wouldn't be surprised if Marvin somehow gets it done. But the thing with Marvin is he's made improvements, but not enough. And he's still getting hit, and he's taking guys like Roman Dolidze to close decisions with the striking. And if you're making it close with Roman Dolidze in the striking, I can't trust you with a pick. Jared Cannonier is just so effective in what he does. When he connects on you, you're just shell shocked, and you're too scared to go again. Marvin is not going to get scared, but over time he's going to get more and more timid until Jared finally, I think he could be the one to break Marvin, in my opinion. I really like Jared. He's really dangerous, but I mean, I don't know. I think is going to win this fight, despite his age, despite 6 losses. I think he is very, very dangerous, and his takedown defense is very good. Marvin's isn't takedowns aren't very good. Once he gets you down, it's all right, but once he takes, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just think Jared Cannonier is going to be too much for him. I could be really wrong here, but I'm on Cannonier. I don't like this fight for Marvin at all. He couldn't take Adesanya. He couldn't take Whitaker, and I think this is the fight to prove it to him. He's just not at that level. But you never know. I could be wrong. If I could go to confidence wise, obviously Armin #1. Um, let's see. Um, I'm liking Cannonier #2, as mean as it sounds. Like Quinonez #3, Bukauskas #4, or Salas #5. All right, guys, like, subscribe. You know the drill. I'll see you next time. I'll have some PFL and Bellator predictions tomorrow. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. Leave comments below and join that Discord. Let's start chatting about these fights, about all the good stuff in the betting world. You know where to find me. All right, guys. See ya.